Stories continue from Stars, Stripes, and Soccer Cup here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground. John Nelson, Nicolifi here from Soccer Down here. It's time to catch up with our friends from Middle Georgia in the 478. Robins Air Force Base.
Robins Air Force Base. I had a fun story about Robins Air Force Base we'll share in a minute.
Okay.
But, we have to start with the fact that, look, one of our favorite things to do, John, is to watch WWE.
Correct.
And the one thing when Roman Reigns walks out, what does he say? Acknowledge me.
Yes.
Well, we must acknowledge Mr. Sharp and the Robins team because they are the reigning champions.
Undisputed, reigning.
Yeah, undisputed reigning champions. So talk to us. You've been playing here today. How's it been going so far?
Well, we started out a little slow. We ended up losing the first game 1-0. But overall, we're doing well. Or we would hope to be doing better. With our communication, our movement off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it's just the finishing that we're lacking.
Yeah.
We're just trying to kind of take advantage of the opportunities we create in the game, and then produce some better results going forward.
That's one of the most frustrating things when everything else is clicking. When the defense is making stops, the midfield is holding, there's good distribution, and it's almost like the ball magically moves a quarter of an inch farther than it needs to go. It's almost like it's something from above. It's like, no, we're not gonna.
Yeah, every one of our games have been competitive so far. We lost the first one 1-0, won the second one 1-0, tied the third one 0-0.
So you've hit every column so far.
Every column. We're breaking in all of the different ones. We want to just make it mesh a bit better in our next game, then see where we stand from there.
All right. Well, look, I can respect that. Now, here's the thing for anybody who's watching at home. Josh recently separated from the Air Force. All right, they haven't relaxed the grooming standards that much. All right. So it's one thing is at Robins, you guys seeing what you all did last year. Level of play from you all was really good. Yeah. Talk to us about the on-base culture from a soccer standpoint. Like, how are you guys getting this level of play?
So we have an organization, or we have organized a base team. We do our best to communicate, practice, work together to kind of build some chemistry and such. And this tournament kind of came at a good time for us because we were just getting over our intramurals, which is when the different organizations on base are putting their own soccer teams together, and we were doing our own 7v7 tournament. So this isn't anything new to us. I think we're just trying to get a little bit better at meshing together as one team instead of playing against each other on a day-to-day basis. But I think that kind of gives us an advantage typically that we do play against each other. We kind of know how we're going to move, how we pass, what our skill sets are. And we just kind of want to do our best to take advantage of that.
What's it like to be out here where you're going up against Novacell and Gordon and all of the other the competing bases on one level, and then the other organizations? What's it like to sit there and kind of pull your chest out a little bit? Yeah, we're better than Novacell. Yeah, we're better than Gordon. Yeah, what's it like to do that?
I'd say it kind of fills you with pride a little bit. I mean, we are representing Robins Air Force Base, and they do kind of want us to put our best foot forward and kind of make them proud. So as we get better results and things like that, it is kind of a puff out your chest moment. Just kind of, we come here, we play these things, we do these things. We are here, and that's what we hope to continue going forward, especially the rest of this tournament, and then any future ones that we may be invited out to that are held. And we just want to do our best to represent Robins and kind of leave that name known.
Yeah, so I have a special memory of Robins Air Force Base.
Here we go.
So in the Marines, we did one of our training sessions down at Robins, and they said, hey, look, we need you guys to be oppositional forces for our security group. Okay, no problem. So we go, we're making this stuff happen. Now we're doing this training. We're in these Quonset huts, and it's the middle of summer. It's unbelievably hot. And now
in Middle Georgia?
Yeah. And if you have never been to Middle Georgia, you must understand that like the heat in Middle
mixes with the humidity, and you are breathing in water.
And you're below the gnat line, I think, at that point.
Yeah. So it is like think of the hottest place on earth, and I will take the Pepsi challenge and put Middle Georgia right there with it. So we're in this hut. We're sweating profusely. The Marines were all just like, okay, I guess we got to deal with it. It sucks, whatever. And the Air Force guy walks in and goes, oh, no. We're not doing it like that. Yeah, I need AC units down at Kwanzaa 4. And then here come these giant industrial forklifts. They hook up AC. We got cold air in like 5 minutes. You guys get things done.
Yep.
And then they said, well, what's happening with chow? What are we doing with chow? Well, we got MREs. And the Air Force guys look at us like, are you serious? MRE? We're in America. No, you're not. Yeah, we need a chow truck down on runway. And then here comes this truck. Fresh sandwiches, ice cold drinks. The cookies are inside. And the Marines are freaking out. Like this staff NCO is like, stay green. Do not cross to the blue. Do not go into the blue. And we're all like, I don't know. Air Force looks like a really good line. That might be something I need to look into. But the hospitality at Robins is something I'll never forget because it was in the base, and they have a great museum down there as well. If you're into aviation at all, the museum is wonderful. The Robins Air Base was just spectacular. You guys are champions. Even if you're off to a little bit of a rocky start, you're still champions until the end of the tournament.
Yep.
Right. So, all right. So what's next for you? You recently separated, or have you looked at any of the organizations here to go talk to them maybe about, what's next for Josh Sharp?
No. So I've already made my decision. So the reason I separated was because I got my bachelor's degree. And
congratulations.
Thank you. I work in contracting, so the reason that they are able to get all those nice AC units, food trucks, and such is because it passes through my desk.
There we go.
So I moved over to the civilian side, but I'm still a team member at Robins and still helping get the mission done for all of the different organizations on base.
When it comes to the part of the community that the air base is and everyone attached to the air base, I know a lot of folks, from my perspective, for me, Georgia 247 is the dividing line. You're either red school or blue school, and then you go out in Houston County toward Kathleen and everybody, and then you start turning into silver and black and all this kind of stuff. But when it comes to what the air base means to the fabric of the community for Warner Robins, for someone who doesn't get it, how would you describe it?
I'd say there isn't much of a community without the air base. There's 25,000 people that are making their daily lives living off of, helping the mission get done at that base. So when you think of that amount of people, you can just think of the foot traffic, and you can just think of just how many people are touching their hands on every moving part of the base. So, you see it in the mornings with gate traffic and such. You'll be in line for 30, 45 minutes or something because you got all these other team members waking up just as early as you to just go and get started and make their impact known. And I don't think there would be much of a Warner Robins community if it didn't have the base connected to it.
Yeah, and I think that's something that gets missed out on whenever people have conversations about some of these bases, is that it really is a total community. It's that you have so much traffic goes in and out of the bases. You have so much of an economic impact with these bases that, it really is. It's one big military family. And so, normally we would, Marine airmen, we would be giving each other a little bit of grief, but at the end of the day, when we are at an event like this, it's one big family, right? And it's all here to, to make sure that, that the service members know that they're loved and supported, that the VSOs who are really putting in the hours to make sure that there's an easy transition, as easy as possible from active to the civilian side. They're here, cross-pollination taking place. We really appreciate you guys coming up from Robins to, defend your crown.
Yeah.
And hopefully it works out well for you in the end.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We it means everything for us to, have the support, knowing that, our mission is not only, supporting and defending the United States, but it's also having a lasting impression on those around us, in our community and further on. And events like this, recognize and appreciate, the hardships, the sacrifice, and just the time and effort that goes into it. It just means everything, and it just, makes us that much happier to do our day in and day out grind.
All right, well, Josh, get back to it. Keep knocking the ball in the back of the net. That's the story from Robins Air Force Base. Stories continue here from the Stars and Stripes Soccer Cup, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground. That's the Robins perspective. More coming up in just a little bit.